We've beaten some bad guys, we've reconnected with family. What's next for Knuckles and Wade? Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we're here with episode 4 of Knuckles. And I'm still seeing it. I'm still seeing it like every day pretty much. I go onto Twitter, I go onto Facebook, and I just see people complaining. Because the series isn't what they wanted it to be, what they expected it to be. And it's like I've said before, you're entitled to have your opinions. You're entitled to think whatever you want. It's all subjective. It's all personal opinion. That's fine. What I don't like is when the people are acting entitled about it. When they act like, oh, you didn't give us the series we deserved. And when they're like, oh, you're wasting Idris Elba. This is an insult to Sonic and Knuckles and all that. And it's like, it just makes me roll my eyes, and it's irritating. And it's bullshit, too. Because so far, based off of the first 3 episodes we've had, this series has been nothing short of fantastic. It has fully captured the same humor and style and vibe as the first 2 movies. All the actors are doing a fantastic job, and it's building on a lot of what we got from those movies, including the characters. The consistent argument that I see more often than anything else is the entire thing about, oh, but Knuckles isn't even the main character in his own series. Wade's the main character. It's like, you're not watching the series if you think that. Like, if it weren't for the, like, actual, like, growth and character he does get in this, Wade would basically be a plot device. The growth and development is the only thing keeping him from being so. Because Wade is only here in this series to develop Knuckles prior to Sonic 3. His literal point here is very clearly to develop Knuckles into a character who is more understanding of the human race, is more understanding of what they've been going through, what kind of like lives they live, what kind of issues they face, so that when Sonic 3 comes out, he's going to be much further along in his story. He's going to be more connected with humans, and his developments that we see here are going to play into his character in that film. Like, that's just undeniable. And it makes no sense to me whatsoever that people are acting like Wade is the main character here. And Wade's character development in this is notable, and it's good. It's very well done. But again, he's not the main focus. He's the deuteragonist. I think I said that a little weird. He's the deuteragonist, while the main protagonist is still Knuckles. That's very, very clear. It's not subtle about it, even. It's just, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And I'm sorry I keep bringing this up like every episode. It's like, why don't you talk about something else? It's like, you have this so on your mind. Why don't you like move on? It's like, it's kind of hard to move on when I keep constantly seeing it. The series has been out. It like all released at once, right? And it's like people have seen the entire series, and they're still bitching about it. Again, if you didn't like it, that's fine. Say so. You're allowed to say so. You're allowed to vent your opinions. But I'm specifically talking about the people who are like almost shaming you if you do like it. They're acting like it's the worst thing ever. They're acting like it's an insult to cinema. They're acting like it's an insult to the Sonic franchise. And it's like, what the fuck is happening right now? And I say that about every fandom and every kind of like adaptive work and whatnot. It's like people always go way too overboard. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I have shows and movies and stuff that I don't like. And I'm very vocal about not liking them. But I also make it very clear whenever I talk about them that if you like them or if anyone likes them, I not only am okay with that, I encourage it. I want people to like things that I don't. A lot of these people out here on social media are basically, again, shaming you if you do like this. I've literally seen people say that you're not a Sonic fan if you like this series. That no true Sonic fan, yes, I've seen people use those kind of words too, the no true Scotsman fallacy. No true Sonic fan would ever actually like this series. That kind of shit pisses me off for a lot of reasons. So yeah, as long as I keep seeing this stuff, I'm probably going to keep talking about it. Because it's irritating. Not just because I'm enjoying this series myself, but because I don't like it when people like treat other people's enjoyment of something as wrong. Here, I'll give you an example from my end. I talked about like, oh, I have plenty of things I dislike. I hate the It remakes. The Bill Skarsgård It remakes. I think they're shit. I don't think they're good movies. I don't think they're well written. I don't think they're that well acted. I think that the best actors in them are completely wasted. I don't think they're scary. I think the original Tim Curry movie was actually scarier. However, I understand that I have a very unpopular opinion there. That most people really love those remakes. And again, I not only am okay with this, I encourage it. I want people to love these remakes because it shows that the people who put all this effort into this, all the actors, all the directors, the producers, the just crew and cast in general, it shows that their work was not in vain. Even if I didn't personally like it, if someone else did, if a lot of people did, that means that the people who put all of this work into making these movies, you know, they get paid more money. They get, you know, to have their work seen and known and made popular, and that's awesome. I want movies to do well, even if I don't personally like them. Now, I'm not going to hide the fact that I don't like them, but I'm going to, you know, be mature about it. But yeah, I'm sorry for spending almost 10 minutes just talking about this again. It's every time I start one of these episodes, it's just the first thing that comes to my mind. It's just instantly in my mind. Because, again, I am constantly seeing it all over social media. Again, if you don't like it, that's fine. But don't hate on other people for enjoying it. It's like, that's just not okay. Anyway. So last episode, we met Wade's family, got to learn more about his past and his life with them and just the issues he's gone through. And there's been some really good developments there that has also, once again, helped Knuckles develop. These have allowed Knuckles to see humanity in a different way and to bond with them in a manner and to a degree that he hasn't been able to prior to now. This was a huge episode for Knuckles' character development, as it allowed him to see things from different angles and allowed him to connect to humans in a way that would have been previously impossible for him. We also got to see some fun action with the other members of Wade's family getting involved, especially his mom. And yeah, there was a lot of good humor and fun in it as well. I thought it was a good episode. And I'm very excited to see where this episode goes. So, we are going to get into this, but before we do, I do want to remind you all that we have a lot of great content on this channel. Every Monday through Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions. And on Mondays, we also do YouTube, or YouTube adjacent at least, reactions, which are basically anything that doesn't quite fit into a series or a movie reaction. And speaking of, we do have movie reactions every Saturday and Sunday, though I will say right off the bat, don't expect 2 of them this weekend because of some recording issues and all we've had this week. We're only going to have 1 this weekend. There's been some recording issues and other things going on. If you're on the Discord, you'll have heard about it. You'll probably have seen me make some community posts about it here on the channel. But yeah, because of that, I just haven't had time to get to a second movie reaction this week. Next week, we'll get back to doing 2 a week as usual. Normally, they're every Saturday and Sunday. I record them earlier in the week. They're uploaded on the weekends. But this week, there's only going to be 1, and it's more than likely going to be on Sunday. We also have Let's Play content on the channel. We are currently playing through Spider-Man 2 every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Really enjoying it. It's been a great game. But if you're just going to be getting into it, I do want to warn you, the first 9 parts do have some audio issues. Especially parts 5 through 9. But they do get resolved starting in part 10 and onward. But yeah, I just want to let you know that in case you're just going to start getting into those. But it will be fixed from parts 10 and on. We also play Anno Mutationem on Saturdays. This is a donation reward Let's Play for Matthew Vasquez. And if you don't know how donation reward Let's Plays work, there's a couple videos on the channel you'll be able to check out for that. Just search up PS5 on the channel, and you should honestly find either of them. But there's the original announcement video for PS5 Game Reward Months, and then there's a new one that's just been put up today, same day as this. Both of those videos will tell you how to donate in order to have a PS5 game played. We'll give you all the info you need on that, but if you want to just chat with me directly, you can do so via the Discord, or you can just leave a comment. I mean, that's perfectly valid as well. That being said, let's just get on with this reaction and see what this episode of Knuckles has in store for us. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction because, yes, we do redirect all reactions on this channel. I know, may not be the most fun way to watch a reaction. You want to watch it here on YouTube. Don't want to have to click all these other links. But you know how YouTube is with copyright. It's shit. And I just don't want to deal with it. If I'm being honest, I don't want to deal with the possibility of getting any copyright strikes or even possibly having the channel terminated. I've dealt with that in the past, and it is the worst. It sucks. I don't want to deal with it again. So just to be safe and to make sure that we can keep making this content, I redirect it to another site. All you have to do is go down in the description below and click the link. It takes you right to the page. You'll be good to go right away. And as a bonus, all of you, yes, every single one of you, will get to see the full unedited reaction for completely free. No paywall, no Patreon, and you don't even have to sync up your own copy. I think that's a pretty good deal, honestly. You get to see the entire thing for free just by clicking the link down below. That's awesome. And after you watch it, you can come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will not only contain spoilers to the episode, but just my general thoughts on what happened within it and on the series and various things like that. I might also talk about stuff with the channel, so it's always worth checking out, just to be safe. But, all of that being said, as always, I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and for now, I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So far, this is the only episode that's actually focused on Wade. And this kind of goes into the entire rant I was going on that I keep going on every time. But it's like, again, that's like the biggest complaint that I'm always constantly seeing. Oh, this series is more about Wade than Knuckles, and it's like, this is 4 episodes in. It's the only one that has actually been focused on Wade as the lead of the episode. All of the first 3 were Knuckles focused, with Wade as, again, developing Knuckles as a character. He was there again. If it weren't for the development and everything he was getting, that kind of raises him to deuteragonist status, he would basically be a plot device just to develop Knuckles. This episode is the one that actually focused on him and made it all about him. Knuckles was barely in this episode. And this is probably, I feel like, is probably going to be most people's least favorite episode because of that. I think this episode was fucking hilarious. I think it was just really funny and entertaining and an absolute joy. We got to hear more of Christopher Lloyd as Petchikamak. We got to see Jack again. He was really fun in this. We got to have Wade actually, growing as a warrior and realizing the powers inside him, and somehow that helping him just suddenly be a badass. Which, I mean, mind you, it's a Sonic series. It's like, I believe that. It's that simple in this kind of world. So it's like, this is one of those cases where it's like, I feel like that works. In a lot of cases, in more serious and more grounded media, I would say that feels like a cop-out, and it feels like poorly written and whatnot if they do something like that. But again, it depends on the context here. You're watching a series that's based off of, a media franchise that is inherently pretty fucking goofy. Like, yeah, the Sonic franchise can get dark. The Sonic franchise can get really action-packed and intense and serious at times. But it's also super fucking goofy. And it doesn't hide that. It doesn't shy away from its goofiness, from its weirdness, from its silliness. And I like that it can include the heavier stuff mixed in with the silliness and make it feel natural, make it feel right. And this episode was mostly silly. It was, like, I would say 90% stupidity. It wasn't very well blended, I guess you could say. But at no point while watching this did that matter. At no point when watching this did I think to myself, I wish this was better blended. No, because it's very clear we're about to head into the final 2 episodes of the season. That we're going to get into, the big stuff with the Reno tournament, which is going to be where Wade confronts his father and everything, as well as the stuff with the main villain and Knuckles getting to be a badass and everything as well. So it's like, we're getting into the big finale shit. Why would I want this episode, the episode right before that shit starts to hit the fan, to be serious? You kind of always want the episodes before finale to be a little more lighthearted, because a lot of times that builds into it well. It's the calm before the storm. It gets your emotions ready for what's to come. Now, there's always some examples of when it can be done where it's like, oh, it's just serious all the way through the series, like season 4 of Wakfu that we've been going through. We're about to hit the big 3-part finale of that, and yeah, there was no super calm before the storm episode. The episode we just reacted to, which would have been that episode, was more of a setup episode than a full calm episode. It was still pretty serious and intense because it was meant to be. because that's how the entire season has been. There's been very little, you know, goofiness and silliness compared to previous seasons of the show. And I think that's a good thing. With the tone and style season 4 went for, I think that was necessary. But with this series most of the time blends it. And it is a very comedic based series because, again, it's a Sonic series. It's meant to be comedic. So having the Calm Before the Storm episode be almost entirely comedic, to be goofy as fuck, to be stupid as fuck, is welcomed. And on top of that, it's executed in a way to where, even though it is absolutely fucking dumb, it's dumb in a way that's entertaining. Because just saying it's dumb isn't an argument. You have to take into account context. You have to take into account how well the series is written, the episode is written, how it blends in with the tone and style of the characters, the themes, everything that the series is already putting forth, etc., etc. For example, if you've ever watched Doctor Who is fucking stupid. There are a lot of episodes of Doctor Who, classic series included, not just the revival series that started in 2005, but the classic series too. There's a lot of it that's just fucking stupid. It makes no sense. It's dumb. It's ridiculous. It's goofy. It's over the top. But it's written in a way to where it's like, this is so dumb, but it doesn't feel dumb. It's like, it's so dumb, but it makes you want to buy into it. Hell, I'll say it right now. I've seen the first 2 episodes of the new season that came out with Nshuti Gatwa as the Doctor. The first episode, Space Babies, is super fucking dumb. I won't spoil anything about it here because it just came out like less than a week ago. I won't spoil anything, but the first episode of the new season of Doctor Who, whether you want to say Series 14, or if you want to say what they're calling it, Season 1, technically it's a soft reboot in a way. Even though it's continuing the story, you know how that shit works out. But anyways, the point is, it's super fucking dumb. It's stupid as hell. It is the dumbest shit. And yet it's executed in a way that you just believe it. You buy into it because of how the actors are buying into it, because of how the writing buys into it. It's so fucking dumb, but it's executed in a way that makes it good and entertaining. And I think this episode was another example of that. This episode was absolutely stupid. It was fucking dumb. The entire rock opera thing, the guy in the suit suddenly turning into a puppet randomly for no reason, Michael Bolton out of nowhere. It's like, it was absolutely dumb. But that was the joke. It's supposed to be fucking dumb. It's supposed to be the dumbest fucking thing you could imagine. And they just absolutely sell you on it because they buy into it, because they put forth everything into it. At no point do you see these characters playing this out and you think that, oh, they're just doing this for a job. No, you see them doing this and it's like, they want to be doing this. They are enjoying the shit out of doing this. They are having the time of their life, and they are owning this role. That is how you feel the entire time watching this, or at least how I felt. And that helped me buy into it because, again, the actors were buying into it. The actors were giving it everything. And that is one of the big things that makes something absolutely stupid into something super fun, entertaining, and even in some ways cool. This was an absolute blast. I enjoyed the shit out of this episode from start to finish. And I just wish more shows were brave enough to go into this absolutely dumbass territory. Because if a lot more shows and actors were willing to do this, it could add so much fun to media, honestly. I think it would be just a big, like, wonderful thing to do, to add a little brightness, a little humor and fun to a lot of different things. Obviously, where it's, appropriate. You don't want to, like, take a super serious period piece and add in like a fart joke. That wouldn't work. You have to account for context, and again, context really works here with this. But all of that being said, I do want to remind you all that we have a lot of awesome content to check out on this channel. Every Monday through Friday, we have a plethora of amazing series reactions. And on Mondays, we're also doing YouTube or YouTube adjacent reactions. Anything that's not quite a series or a movie fits into that spot. We are also doing movie reactions, usually every Saturday and Sunday. Though this weekend, we're only doing one due to just issues we've had with recording this week. Beyond my control, nothing I could really help, unfortunately. So, yeah, we only got one coming this week, but normally it's every Saturday and Sunday, once or twice every week. We are also currently going through a couple Let's Plays on the channel. We're playing through Spider-Man 2 every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Really enjoying it. There are some audio issues on parts 1 through 9, especially 5 through 9. But starting at part 10, those have been resolved. This is my first time using a capture card and a PS5 for Let's Plays, so it took me a little bit to get used to and to figure out what the issues were, but I got them figured out. We're also currently going through Anno Mutationum on Saturdays. This is a donation reward Let's Play for Matthew Vasquez. If you wish to know how to engage with donation reward Let's Plays, check out a couple different videos that are going to be on the channel. They'll both be listed under PS5, so if you do a search on the channel and just type in PS5, you should be able to find them. The first one was like PS5 game reward months, and they should probably be both named something similar, so you'll be able to find them easily. And they'll give you all the information you need on how to engage with these, and how to put forth a donation in order for me to play a game of your choice on the PS5. And it is specifically PS5 because my laptop is not strong enough to handle a lot of games on PC, especially newer games. But yeah, that all being said, as always, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts down below, but as I always say, no spoilers. For now, though, thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.